Watch till the end. From the moment she first looked up at the night sky, Jessica May knew that the world she lived in was just a small piece of a vast, mysterious universe. Born in 1977 in the United States, she was a curious, bright child with a mind that refused to settle for the ordinary. While other kids her age were playing games or watching cartoons, Jessica spent hours reading books about space, astronauts, and the endless possibilities of scientific discovery. Her bedroom walls were adorned with posters of planets, constellations, and rocket ships, symbols of her dreams that seemed, at the time, impossibly far away. Her parents were loving and supportive, encouraging her curiosity, but even they sometimes cautioned about the challenges of following such an unconventional path. Science is tough, they said, and not everyone succeeds in fields like this. Yet, for Jessica, these warnings were not deterrents, they were challenges to rise above. The subtle societal expectation that girls should pursue safer, more predictable careers only fueled her determination. In her heart, she knew she was destined for something extraordinary. School was where Jessica first faced the reality of being a girl in male-dominated fields. In classrooms filled with boys who often dismissed her questions or ignored her presence, she learned early that brilliance alone was not always enough. She had to be persistent, vocal, and resilient. Science fairs became her arena, a place where she could shine. She excelled in biology, physiology, and eventually marine science, showing an insatiable curiosity for how life works on Earth and beyond. Her teachers recognized her potential, but the journey was never easy. Nights spent poring over textbooks, early mornings preparing experiments, and long hours in laboratories became her routine. Jessica's fascination with space was not limited to books. She watched documentaries and followed every NASA mission with awe, imagining herself aboard the spacecraft, floating weightlessly while gazing down at the Earth below. Her dreams were vivid and tangible in her imagination, yet she knew achieving them would demand more than passion. It would require preparation, discipline, and unwavering commitment. Her teenage years brought moments of self-doubt. There were times she questioned whether her dreams were too ambitious, too impossible for a young girl from a small neighborhood. Yet, every setback became a lesson in resilience. She learned that failure was not a signal to quit but a stepping stone to improvement. When she struggled to understand complex scientific concepts or faced criticism for pursuing unconventional goals, she embraced the challenge, knowing that each obstacle she overcame was another step closer to the stars. By the time Jessica reached college, her path was clear. She pursued rigorous studies in biology and marine science, excelling academically while seeking opportunities to expand her knowledge and experience. She participated in research expeditions, exploring the oceans to study life in extreme environments, and gained a deep understanding of the challenges and wonders of scientific exploration. Her work required patience, curiosity, and creativity, qualities that would later serve her well in the even harsher environment of space. Even during these formative years, Jessica's ambition was not just personal. She wanted to contribute to humanity's understanding of the universe, to be part of a mission greater than herself. She envisioned a future where her efforts would help unlock the mysteries of life beyond Earth, a vision that demanded unwavering focus and relentless perseverance. By the time she considered a career with NASA, Jessica had already developed the qualities that would carry her to the stars: intelligence, determination, and a fearless curiosity. Her story was not just about chasing a childhood dream, it was about the power of perseverance, the courage to defy expectations, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. She knew the road ahead would be long and filled with challenges, but for Jessica, the impossibility of the dream was never a reason to stop. It was a reason to try harder. As she looked up at the night sky, Jessica May understood that the universe was vast, and so were the possibilities for those willing to reach. Every star above seemed to whisper a promise: if you dare to dream, the sky is not your limit, it is your beginning. And with that, Jessica embarked on a journey that would take her from the confines of her childhood bedroom to the boundless expanse of space, a journey fueled by passion, perseverance, and an unshakable belief that dreams, no matter how impossible they seem, can become reality. Jessica May's dream of becoming an astronaut was no longer just a childhood fantasy, it was a tangible goal she was determined to achieve. After excelling in her academic career, earning a PhD in marine biology, and participating in numerous research expeditions studying life in extreme environments, Jessica was ready to take the next step, applying to NASA's Astronaut program. She knew that the selection process would be grueling, competitive, and unforgiving. Thousands of applicants vied for just a handful of spots, and the standards were impossibly high. But for Jessica, challenges were not deterrents, they were invitations to prove herself. When Jessica received the news that she had been selected as a NASA astronaut candidate in 2013, it was the culmination of years of relentless effort, countless sacrifices, and unwavering determination. Yet, she knew that the hardest part was just beginning. The training ahead would test her physically, mentally, and emotionally. Unlike the academic or research challenges she had faced, this was about survival in environments where a single mistake could be catastrophic. The first months of training were intense. Astronaut candidates were put through simulations that mimicked the extreme conditions of space. They spent hours underwater in NASA's neutral buoyancy laboratory, learning to maneuver and perform tasks in zero gravity. Each movement had to be precise. Every action required coordination, focus, and patience. Jessica pushed herself to the limits, repeatedly practicing spacewalk procedures while battling exhaustion, fear, and frustration. There were days when her muscles ached, her energy faltered, and the pressure of expectations threatened to overwhelm her. Yet she persisted, fueled by the vision of one day stepping into the infinite expanse of space. Jessica's training was not just physical, it was profoundly mental. She learned to operate complex spacecraft systems, studied orbital mechanics, and mastered the science of life support systems, robotics, and emergency protocols. The cognitive load was immense, but Jessica approached it with the same curiosity and diligence that had guided her through her academic career. Long nights of study, simulations, and problem-solving honed not only her knowledge but also her resilience and adaptability. She learned that being an astronaut required more than intelligence, it demanded unwavering discipline, split-second decision-making, and the ability to remain calm under unimaginable pressure. Among the most challenging aspects of training was working within a team. Space missions are not solo endeavors, they require coordination, trust, and communication. Jessica had to navigate the dynamics of a diverse group of astronauts, each bringing their own strengths, weaknesses, and personalities. Team exercises tested their ability to make critical decisions in high-pressure scenarios, often under simulated emergencies that forced them to confront fear, uncertainty, and the potential for failure. Jessica learned that true leadership is not about being the loudest or most dominant, it is about listening, supporting, and inspiring others while staying focused on the mission. Even as she excelled, Jessica faced subtle yet persistent challenges as a woman in a field historically dominated by men. She had to assert herself, prove her capabilities repeatedly, and navigate the occasional bias from colleagues who underestimated her. But instead of being discouraged, she used these experiences as fuel to work harder, to demonstrate that skill, dedication, and perseverance are what truly matter. Her determination became an example not only to her peers but also to aspiring young women around the world, showing that barriers can be broken when courage and commitment are applied consistently. Throughout the training, there were moments of doubt. Hours in the isolation of simulations, the physical strain of underwater exercises, and the immense responsibility of preparing for a space mission weighed heavily on her. There were nights when the dream seemed impossibly far, and moments when she questioned her own abilities. But Jessica had learned early in life that challenges are not signals to quit, they are invitations to grow. Each obstacle she faced reinforced her resilience, sharpened her focus, and strengthened her belief in the possibility of achieving the extraordinary. After years of rigorous preparation, the moment Jessica had worked toward her entire life arrived, her assignment to the International Space Station. Boarding the spacecraft, she felt a combination of awe, anticipation, and profound responsibility. Every lesson, every challenge, every sleepless night of training had prepared her for this mission. When she finally stepped into the ISS, floating above the Earth with the infinite cosmos around her, she realized that the countless hours of struggle and perseverance were not sacrifices, they were the foundation of her triumph. During her time in space, Jessica participated in groundbreaking research and historic missions, including the all-female spacewalk that captivated the world. These achievements were not just personal victories, They were milestones in human history, demonstrating what dedication, courage, and relentless effort could accomplish. Her journey from the labs and classrooms on Earth to the boundless expanse of space illustrated that preparation, persistence, and belief in oneself are the true keys to realizing even the loftiest dreams. For Jessica Meir, stepping into space was not just the fulfillment of a lifelong dream, it was the beginning of a new chapter, one that would cement her place in history and inspire millions around the world. When she first floated aboard the International Space Station, gazing at the Earth from hundreds of kilometers above, she felt the culmination of years of relentless preparation, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication. Every challenge she had faced, countless hours of study, grueling underwater training, moments of doubt and exhaustion, had led to this singular, transformative experience. One of the most defining moments of her mission came during a historic all-female spacewalk. Together with her colleague, she stepped outside the protective confines of the ISS, tethered to the station but facing the infinite expanse of space. The weightlessness, the breathtaking view of Earth below, and the enormity of the task at hand created an experience that was both humbling and exhilarating. For the world, this moment represented a triumph for women in STEM and space exploration. For Jessica, it was the realization of a dream nurtured since childhood, a dream forged through years of determination and hard work. Jessica's achievements were not merely about personal glory. She understood the symbolic power of her journey. She became a role model, particularly for young girls who might feel constrained by societal expectations, who might be told that certain fields are not for them, or that dreams of the stars are too far-fetched. Through public appearances, interviews, and outreach, Jessica shared her story candidly, the doubts she faced, the failures she endured, and the perseverance required to reach her goals. Her message was clear: obstacles are inevitable, but they are surmountable with courage, discipline, and belief in oneself. Her time on the ISS was filled with scientific research and groundbreaking experiments, contributing to humanity's understanding of life in space. From studying the effects of microgravity on the human body to conducting experiments that could inform future space missions, Jessica demonstrated that curiosity and knowledge are not just tools for personal achievement, they are instruments for advancing human progress. Each experiment, each observation, reinforced the idea that exploration is not a solitary endeavor, it is a collaborative pursuit that benefits all of humanity. Jessica also embraced the emotional and philosophical aspects of space travel. Looking down at Earth from orbit, she gained a perspective that few people ever experience: the fragility and unity of life on our planet. The borders that so often divide people on Earth seemed insignificant from her vantage point, and the interconnectedness of all living things became profoundly clear. This perspective deepened her commitment to using her platform to inspire, educate, and advocate for science, exploration, and environmental awareness. Upon returning to Earth, Jessica's story captured global attention. She became an emblem of perseverance, intelligence, and courage. Schools, organizations, and media outlets highlighted her journey, and she used every opportunity to mentor aspiring scientists, engineers, and astronauts. She emphasized that success is not instantaneous, it is built from years of preparation, a willingness to embrace challenges, and the resilience to overcome failure. Her life became a testament to the idea that anyone, regardless of background or gender, can achieve extraordinary things if they remain committed to their dreams. Even beyond her own accomplishments, Jessica Meir's legacy is in the inspiration she imparts. Every young girl who watches her story sees the possibility of exploring STEM fields, of dreaming boldly, and of persevering despite obstacles. Every student in a classroom learning about the International Space Station can imagine themselves aboard it one day. Every aspiring astronaut understands that the path is difficult, but achievable with passion and persistence. Jessica's journey is a powerful reminder that greatness is not solely measured by achievements, but by the ability to lift others, to break barriers, and to demonstrate that dreams, no matter how impossible they seem, are within reach. Her story embodies the universal truths of perseverance, resilience, and courage, the lessons that inspire people to pursue their own stars, whether literal or metaphorical. As she continues to advocate for exploration and education, Jessica Meir remains a living symbol of what humanity can achieve when curiosity is nurtured, challenges are met with determination, and dreams are pursued relentlessly. Her life illustrates that the path to extraordinary accomplishments is rarely easy, often uncertain, and filled with moments of doubt, but the rewards are immeasurable. From a young girl staring at the night sky to a woman walking in the infinite void of space, Jessica's journey proves that the only limits that truly exist are the ones we impose on ourselves. The story of Jessica Meir is not just about space, it is about the human spirit. It is about believing in oneself when the odds seem insurmountable, about striving toward excellence despite obstacles, and about using one's achievements to uplift and inspire others. She stands as a testament to the power of dreams, dedication, and courage. Her journey tells us that with unwavering determination, the stars are not just within sight, they are within reach. Subscribe my channel.